Hi guys, I'm Leanne. Welcome to my bobs and precision cutting class. I'm here with the Blue Tit stylists from all over our London salons. And today we're going to be going through a layered bob technique, and this is inspired from the 1950s to the 1960s. And we're going to be covering different cutting angles throughout this haircut and working some internal layering as well. Okay guys, so this is my model Sylvie, and we are going to be working through a layered bob, like I said, taking inspiration from the 1950s and 1960s. And the way that I actually want to approach this, I'm going to be starting throughout this kind of front section to start, and we're going to create something that sits a little bit more weighted and styling with a little bit more kind of fullness out to the sides. Throughout the back and throughout Sylvie's hair is extremely quite high density, so it is super thick. So we're actually going to be working in internal layering through this underneath panel. So I'm going to work in 3 different panels. Underneath, I'm going to come through and I'm going to work horizontal sections with a flat cutting angle, and this is to still control a little bit of weight while removing it. And then my second panel, I'm going to come through with vertical sections but with a flat cutting angle again, and I'm going to work straight out from the head, no over direction, so working in a round shape. And then through this third panel through the top, I'm going to come through vertical section through the parting, I'm going to pivot to behind the ear, and I'm going to be following the head shape, working a convex cutting angle just to remove a maximum weight through this top. So in terms of what we want to kind of do and how we're going to like approach the cut is I'm kind of going to use like the front part and the top as like kind of my reference points. We'll see the different lengths in there, shorter, slightly longer to even longer, yeah, and that will just create a shattered feeling. You get the benefits of a layering technique without visually having to see the layers so much. So as we've got a little bit of a wave to the hair, use a tiny bit of tension just to get rid of the very small amounts of hair. So now I'm going to come through and we're going to work horizontal sections. One more section and then we move on to the next panel. So then for my next step, we're working, I've changed from horizontal sections into vertical sections because the weight in her hair is a lot more kind of heavy throughout this part, and I want to see a lot more kind of visual movement through there. I've changed to vertical sections, which will allow me to remove maximum weight, and I'm working vertical with a flat cutting angle, and I'm going to come straight out from the head and no over direction. So my first section, I'm going to use a high elevation, and we're going to use flat cutting angle. We let the underneath drop out, but bearing in mind we know that we don't want to take too much length off the previous layers. So you'll see where my shorter lengths underneath start dropping out. Yeah, so if I was to use this as a guide, this is how much I needed to remove the weight from the underneath. If I connected that all through to the top, that's how much I would have to take off. It would be very short. I'm just going to keep my fingers flat but against like the round part of the head. Now I'm going to split my section in half, so I have a guide for both sides, and we're going to come straight out from the head. Yeah, so this is more kind of visual, this is a complete new guide, and I'm just going off the visual kind of idea of where those previous layers were sitting. So when you actually look at it, nothing looks disconnected at all, yeah? So I'm going to come through my third panel now, and we're going to work a vertical section through the center, and I'm going to come through and I'm going to pivot each section to behind the ear. This time, instead of working slightly a little bit more flatter, I'm going to come through and I'm going to work more of a convex cutting angle. So that is going to help us remove maximum weight, and it is helping me follow the head shape. So first off, we'll come straight up. So we've got the disconnection in the fringe drops out. I'm going to split the hair in half again. I'm going to pivot from the center. And you can see the further I get down to kind of this area, because I'm dropping my section slightly down, like there's not much weight coming off of this area, because we knew that's where that length we wanted to maintain is, but we're removing the weight around this front area. So get through to this back area, just making sure my over direction stays evenly. Just getting rid of some of those like dry pieces. So I'm going to go into the blow dry, and I'm going to use bodifying, which is a volumizing spray, throughout this rooted area through to the ends. This will help me create a lot more volume, and it has a little bit of like a hold to it. So when I'm blow drying, you'll see that it has a little bit of like a tug on the hair. Now I'm going to go in with finest fluid. This will just keep those ends feeling hydrated, more so because of the bleach. I'm just working through that mid-lengths and ends. And then my last product I'll go in with is Glossy Nectar. So I'm literally just going to wrap dry in the fringe a little bit, and I'm just going to round brush blow dry into rollers. Right, so coming in with my voluminous, bouncy style. So just working in round brush, and then letting it set in with the rollers, more so just around this front area. I'm probably going to tong the underneath ever so slightly. So working more so from that root area, and just as it sets in the roller, just having a little bit of a bend to it. I don't want the hair to necessarily look like a curl. I just want it to look very kind of dressed out, lots of fullness. I feel like this is going to give like Marilyn Monroe after, with the blonde hair as well. So you can see with the drying, just getting that little bit of a bend so it wraps around the roller. Any of these front area rollers, I'm just trying to keep it more so it kind of curves round to that front area. So over directing the hair forward slightly, and just getting the bevel towards the front, but trying to over direct the hair away from like the root area, just to get as much volume in as possible. Once that bodifying spray starts to dry in, it actually is very easy to kind of get a nice bounce on the hair, but the bodifying does create like a little bit of a grip. Start taking out the rollers. Right, okay, we'll go in one roller tick. Get that volume coming through here. I feel like I've definitely gone into the 1960s with this. It looks backcombed, but it's not. I think length choice as well works really well. Like, we don't want to be like too super short. A little bit of an extra bend on it, but just hold parts out so it just looks a little bit separated. So, we started in the fringe. We didn't start working the layers or anything. This was my main thing that I wanted to kind of focus on and make that look a lot more fuller. So we've done the triangle section quite far back, out wide enough around like the kind of corner of the eyebrows. And then we've worked horizontal sections, so we still maintain a little bit of weight while layering. Horizontal sections elevated higher and left longer than the previous, so about ½ an inch longer. We've copied what we've done in the fringe throughout the back area, but instead of a triangle section, we've just come through working horizontal sections to around about like the occipital bone. So just below the occipital bone, that's where there was a lot more weight and there was no previous layering in there. So softening that through each section, left longer than the previous, so you create something that sits shattered while removing weight, but also controlling the weight at the same time. And then second section, so on top of the occipital bone, we've worked vertical sections straight out from the head flat cutting angle, round shape, and then throughout this top area. Worked through the centre, pivoting from the crown area, again straight out from the head, but this time we've worked a convex cutting angle, so following the head shape, remove maximum weight.